Hi, hello, welcome to Spell Day. We're covering a spell every single day of the year. From the 5e PHP plus 3, those plus 2 spell or homebrew spells, we're at +1 at the moment. You can head back in the playlist to find it. Today's spell is Longstrider.
150 to go, and Melangeni is holding on. Alfonso on his shoulder. Zolan is not out of it either. It's anybody's race. Can anyone catch Melangeni? Oh, maybe somebody can. Is that our cameraman? He's matching him stride for stride. He's run the whole race with that camera on his shoulder. Just incredible.
First level transmutation, casting time of 1 action, range of touch, components verbal somatic material, a pitch of dirt, duration 1 hour. You touch a creature, the target speed increases by 10 feet until the spell ends. At higher levels, when you cast the spell using spell slot of 2nd level or higher, you can target 1 additional creature for each slot level above first. I mean, that's just a straight upgrade to movement. And a cheap one. Because that's the thing. This is I thought this was 2nd level for 1. This is 1st level. And it's not concentration. Now, to be fair, on the caster themselves, how often are you going to be wanting that? You might actually want that. An additional 10 feet of just straight movement in combat? Not the worst. Or just running a chase scene that adds up to the movement. But the big thing is it's touch and not self. So you can apply this to your allies, or theoretically, I don't know why, enemies. There doesn't have to be a willing target. You could also theoretically put this on horses and mounts. That's a big one. Put this on a Pegasus, which is already incredibly fast, because it's also just the speed. It's not walking speed, it's not running speed, it's not flying speed, it's not climbing speed, it's just speed. Increases by 10. So put this on a mount. Or the horses on a carriage, because that's the other thing. You can upcast this to target multiple creatures. Remember the downside I brought up of Jump on how it didn't have an upcast feature? Here's your upcast. The amount of creatures and allies and targets you can give an additional 10 feet of movement, imagine just giving this to a group of town guards just as they're about to go chase down bandits or break into some den or hideout. That's just a little bit more of an edge. Or, in the case of your party, putting this on a barbarian, fighter, monk, ranger, anyone that needs to get stuck in or chase someone down, or even run away if they need to, such as your caster yourself or another caster. And again, you could just apply this to the whole party. With 1 spell slot if you wanted, but it could also just be a bunch of cheap 1st level, or 2nd level, or 3rd level. Party of 4, 3 marshals, 1 caster, you're that caster. 3rd level spell, just give all of them plus 10 to movement and you'll stay in the back. Or, if you have the turns to burn, just 3 level 1s. So you could save that 3rd level for a fireball. Or 2 rounds, 1 level 2, 1 level 1. You see what I mean here? Or, if you're crazy and just want to affect the most people as possible, like if you're in a relay race or something, or trying to get a stampede to move even faster, every spell slot is just Longstrider. This also doesn't say it's canceled out by anything else that also increases your movement. This just adds 10. It doesn't change it to 40, it doesn't say, oh, if you have haste it stops, or oh, if you have this boots of speed it stops. No, this just adds 10. So any of those other speed boosting items, you just get a free addition to it. And it's increasing the speed overall. Hello, Tabaxi. Or anything with dashing as well, or quick action dashing. This is good. I would say how often would you want this, but marshals would want this. The marshals in your party would want this, or in that guards breaking into a den to chase someone down would want this. Or applying this to a mount. If you're a spellcaster and trying to get away and you have a mount, or horse, go ahead, give them that extra 10-foot movement. Why not? Especially over the course of a day, if you're just worrying about yourself or you're an NPC, why not? You have burn over the course of 4 hours, 4 1st level spell slots to make sure your horse just goes that incrementally bit faster. It's not the worst, especially if you've seen how movement speed over large distances based off your current speed and mount speed. And it's relatively cheap. Short rest, you can get that back at a certain level. Even more, if you're a wizard, that is. And the material component's dirt. Dirt. A pinch of dirt. How cheap can you get? Only downside I can see is touch and how often this would actually come up, but it's not concentration, it's 1st level and an upcast option. When you need it, it'd be great, and you could always, it doesn't, here's my thing. It doesn't hurt to have an extra 10 feet of movement. Not a downside. It's not taking the chance of concentrating on something else. And this stacks with jump, because now your movement speed has increased. Technically not stacks, but you get what I mean. Because your movement has changed. Here's jump if you want to know why. 8 out of 10? Just because of how often... Again, it just doesn't hurt to have 10 foot. I can see people hesitating to preserve every spell slot they have, especially depending the type of game you're in, but just giving something 10 foot additional speed, it's not bad. Touch kind of limits it, but 8 out of 10.